I really started to be impacted by politics in an institutional way. I would guess probably right after I got out of high school. I was a young father, so I tried to go on to college at the University of Washington, but my family didn't have a lot of money and really were unfamiliar with some of the post-secondary kinds of applications, and so I didn't have a lot of support and help knowing how to navigate the college system. So I didn't do well, and I found myself that socializing was more to my liking, and I found myself on the social side of the UW campus as opposed to the academic side. And pretty soon I dropped out of school, and I was a young father trying to support myself and my family, and by 1968 and 69, you know, Seattle was a place where that's when that whole saying, the last one out of Seattle, turn off the lights. You know, I was living in that economy. Neither my wife and I were employed. Kind of too proud to ask my father for help. I found myself on welfare, and it was a very embarrassing thing for me, because in the culture, my Chinese culture, you almost never ask for a public handout like that. And so I was very ashamed of what my economic situation was. And I quickly learned, because I was, ironically, got a referral from the state of Washington Employment Security Division to go look for a job at an organization at that time called the United Construction Workers Association, right?
Seriously?
And, yeah. I mean, as part of my unemployment eligibility, you had to look for a job. And they gave me a referral to go to the United Construction Workers Association, and I quickly learned from really charismatic, and I would say even poignant leaders, and the people I'd go immediately to are the folks that we all have heard and learned about. Certainly Tyree Scott, but for me more so at that time it was Todd Hawkins, Milton Jefferson, and a guy that I continue to be friends with called Harley Bird, named Harley Bird. And this group of men, who was predominantly black men at that time, really taught me that my economic situation was really tied to, you know, what was really going on in the country. And it was really about what the civil rights movement had taught everybody, what was going on nationally in terms of particularly militant black workers, you know, calling for some equity around livable wage jobs in the building and construction industry, which I had a lot of interest in. One of the reasons why I wasn't successful in school is because I'd spend more time taking stuff apart than I was in trying to figure out how it went back together. So I had a curiosity around construction. So I quickly became interested in both what they said was my right to an opportunity, right, in this field, but also in terms of how communities could speak together around. And, you know, being a young man in my late teens, early 20s, I was very interested in what was almost an exciting kind of way to pursue social justice.